Yeah, I feel like
this
there
is the
are
whiskey
like,
for smart people.
yeah, I know. This whiskey makes you smarter.
Welcome once again to Chill Filtered, a podcast where we drink whiskey so you don't have to. But you probably should. You probably are drinking whiskey, and that's why we like you. But we like you for a lot of different reasons. I don't want to just narrow it down to one reason why we like you guys. We have a great episode today. We have a few shout outs today, but I'll get to them before we get to the history. But I did want to say, here's a way you can support us today. Tell your friends. That's what it's going to be today. You know, tell
That's
your
how I
friends
got
about
started.
Chill Filtered. You know, yeah, that's exactly right. Like, I honestly, some of our best listeners came from word of mouth. And it's actually funny how effective that is. Looking back at like some of our like deeper Patreon type level beautiful listeners, maybe we should find other ways to advertise. I don't know. We don't want to be that you know, like we don't want to like do giveaway. Like maybe we should. I don't know. But
Dude,
like
word of mouth works so well.
Yeah,
word of mouth
just
works
walk
down
the
street. I'll just walk down the street and just tell everybody. Yeah.
Have you seen Hot Rod with Andy Samberg?
No.
Oh, you're missing out. You're missing
I know.
out. Like if
this
you
has
didn't,
come up
because didn't I introduce you to Nacho Libre as well, or did you get back into Nacho Libre when I brought it up?
back in for sure. I think I'd seen Nacho Libre once or twice, like soon after it came out. But
okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Until you, I'd forgotten all about it.
Yeah, save me a piece of that corn. But anyways, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Who is this Encarnacion? Anyway, yeah, so Hot Rod is amazing, and there's a scene in it you would actually very much. I think even Sam would like Hot Rod, especially first view. Don't look into it, just watch it.
Yeah.
It is very silly, but like I watched it in like my senior year of high school, and I was just like, I had bronchitis. You know what?
I got bronchitis.
Yeah, but while I had bronchitis, I was like dying laughing because I was coughing every time I laughed, and watching it for the first time, I was like, "What is this
I was
devil
literally
flim flam
dying.
amazingness?" Yeah. So that was my senior year. But then again, it's like it is a little not lowbrow. I wouldn't call it lowbrow at all. It's actually pretty what's the word? Tasteful in terms of high school comedy. But yeah, check out you know who's gonna comment and say yes, check it out. Bryce Marita.
I knew
that
it.
dude.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, Bryan, watch it.
So is
anyway,
the humor,
long
the
story
delivery,
short,
is it like Brooklyn Nine-Nine humor delivery?
No, it's sillier than that.
Okay, all right. More slapsticky.
No, it's not even. I mean, there is a little slapstick, but it's more, like I said, it's tasteful, but it's also like a senior in high school's dream movie of comedy. But then again, like I mean that, like it's not like dirty, you know, like it's tasteful.
Senior in high school.
Tasteful.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That was me. Talk about the tasteful senior in high school. I was a tasteful senior in high school. That being said, all that to say, there's a scene in it where they're like trying to tell the world about this like upcoming movie or like something that they're like doing where they're like, hey, come check out the theater, we're putting on a movie. And so they like handing out like flyers and stuff, and there's this one guy who's like really into it, and he just starts throwing the stack of flyers at people's faces and stuff, and it's just it's tastefully fun. Tastefully fun. And Bryce can back that one up. So
all right, I'll watch it if Bryce says
that's the business. Yeah, if Bryce comments, then you will watch it. Yeah.
If he, instead of organic next YouTube video, if he leaves a comment,
which we appreciate,
that
says, And then I'm going to answer your next question and say my entry buzz is a Jack Single Barrel, because we're drinking a Tennessee whiskey today at Cask Strength. I am drinking a Tennessee whiskey at Cask Strength for my entry buzz, 129.3 proof. This was from 2023. I'm not loving this specific thing. Oh, look at that. He's got the Nana's Kitchen pick. But I'm not like super loving this one, but it is hot. It's only 129, but it feels like 135. I mean, but that's how it is with some of these single barrel strengths.
Yeah.
They are bangers.
What's your proof again?
129.3.
Okay, mine's 129.8.
Ooh,
yeah, very
so you're
close.
better than me.
Yeah, that is exactly what I was trying to say. Yes, mine's not hot. First drink of the day, it's not killing me. It's
Nice.
very sugary, banana-y. It's
Okay.
very sweet and delicious. Yeah, so this is good.
So I just had a thought, and this thought is Bryan needs to get more real. You know why I realized that? Because I'm still talking about my vasectomy, but apparently you went through a vasectomy while recording this show and never brought it up.
That's true.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm healing just fine. I think I might go for a run tomorrow for anyone who cares.
Really?
Yeah, dude. 2 weeks later, I'm ready. Ready to go.
For it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Goodness. Yeah, I can see 2 weeks. That's good.
Yeah. The stitches are dissolved and I'll figure it out. Like if it's rough, I'm gonna stop. Don't get me wrong, but like I just need to like get more active and stuff like that. So
yeah, nice.
Yeah, but
nice. Weight going well. Are you still dieting and everything?
Yes and no, but mostly no. I'm probably 3 pounds from high score right now, so I need to. But what my plan is this. Eat decently. Don't like eat like full diet mode, but like eat like, like fruit and, non-fat Greek yogurt and all that crap. But also start working out. I bought a bench, some weights, and some resistance bands. And I'm going to start working out at home.
Nice.
Starting basically the weights come in tomorrow through Amazon. So I'll probably start on Friday.
Nice.
But I like being into it. I like being focused on staying fit and stuff like that. We'll see how it goes. Usually I gain weight when I work out, which, to some extent makes sense. But I'm hoping that with a mixture of the diet-ish, I will maintain at the very least, but also get more into shape, which is my goal. So yeah.
Well, have you been working out to the ABC store how many times today?
So here's how it works. My closest one to my house had a drop Thursday night last week. Today we're recording on next Wednesday, or the Wednesday after that. And I still don't know if they actually dropped Jack 14 yet. But my guess is no. Not yet, if they're going to even drop to this specific store, Jack 14. I got there Friday morning very early and found out that they had a drop the night before, and there were a few things missing from some of the cases that came in. For example, I got a Penelope Rio, and there were probably 3 bottles missing. They usually do it in full cases, so there were 3 left, and I grabbed one. There was another thing or 2 that was on the shelf, but I am hoping, I know it would have gone the first if they had a Jack 14, but I just need to go in and ask the dude that was working that night, hey, did I miss it? Because no one else knows. It's so literally random there that no one else, except for the people that work there at the exact time it was, called to be a drop, know what was sold. So I'm hoping to go in soon. But the fact is that they get the trucks on Thursday, and that the drop was Thursday night. So they clear out the allocated stock whenever they do a drop. So I have no reason to go until they get another truck starting tomorrow on Thursday. So I haven't been in a few days. But I could go for the sake of just asking the dude that I saw there probably an hour or 2 before they dropped, because I went on Thursday 5 times. But apparently they dropped after kids went to bed or something like that. So
boo.
Yeah, which sucks. But we'll find out. If it did happen, then I'm out of luck for the state, basically. But if it didn't happen,
one time only, you think?
For my store, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Are there not like Virginia, even Richmond area Facebook groups of like whiskey
Like
bro
people that are gonna
Facebook groups?
resell it.
Well, not even resell, but
Mhm.
just like Facebook groups where it's just like a bourbon group, no buying or selling, but a group
Where they
where
give tips.
if like 10 guys got a bottle, they would post crotch shots in their BMW with their
Mm.
Rolexes on.
I
Like
should get onto that now that I'm
yeah,
back on Facebook, apparently,
yeah. That's
but
how
for no good
that's
reason.
that's
We gotta
another
try
way
that
that
one
I
group
know.
again. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, we do. We do.
Yeah,
That's another way that I know though is
yeah,
people post
a
their
lot of crotch
braggy
shots.
posts and it's like, okay,
Mhm.
well, that's how I know that it's in Phoenix now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep, so I'm really hoping I still have a chance at it because starting Thursday, if it didn't drop last Thursday, I will be there every day, 4 times a day until I
Yeah.
find that it happened or not. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no luck today.
Oh, I heard, yeah.
No luck today at Total Wine, but
Was there
it's gotta
anything
be.
today?
No, not at all.
Sucks.
It's gotta be Friday.
What if it's tomorrow? What if it's Thursday? Like, are
No,
you yeah, because there's no truck, right?
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Breakthrough is who distributes Jack
Gotcha.
Daniels, and they only do Wednesday
Mhm.
and Friday. On the east
Gotcha.
side of town, they only do Wednesday and Friday. But
Gil. Not Gil.
yeah, the guys the guys
This
at
isn't
Total
coming out
Wine.
until after Thursday. Yeah, go ahead.
I know, yeah, right, yeah, right. Not spreading this information far and wide here, but
Yeah.
the guys at Total Wine had all the tags printed and everything because they thought it was coming today. Yeah,
Ooh.
so that means it's got to be
Um,
Friday.
were you first in line today?
No, actually, Brian Duncan was
What was your number? Were you first 6?
two. It was
Okay,
Brian and
good.
me, and then other
Sweet.
people
What a
came. Yeah,
baller. What a friggin' baller. Brian Duncan.
yeah.
He's a Patreon member. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
How did I
Oh,
know that? Because I knew he was beautiful.
yeah. Wayne was there too, actually.
Nice. Shout out to
Yeah,
that baller.
yeah. He's been working hard lately.
Nice. I love that. Um, that sucks. I'm hoping it's on Friday for you too. I wish I could
Mhm.
fly in.
Yeah, we'll see how
I
many
got
more
money.
people come since it's a Friday. But I feel like more people always come on Fridays, so I'll have
Yeah, that's true. So you might need to get there a
m-
little earlier.
more competition on Friday.
Do you think there'll be more than one case?
No, definitely not more than one
Yeah.
case. I think 6 is the absolute maximum number of bottles it could possibly be, and then
Yeah.
you never know if you're going to get a full case or not. So it might even be 5, 4, or 3. That's all that shows up there.
Hmm. So if I flew out on Thursday, tomorrow, and came
Perfect.
back on Saturday, I would get a flight for what? That's not what I expected. What if I
Oh,
do
is it
that?
like 500
500 if I
something?
fly out, okay, yeah, if I fly in tomorrow on Thursday and then fly out on at 1 p.m. on Friday, I will spend $537 for one day. And if only. If
Yeah, I
only
know.
it's worth that.
Spending
Yeah.
time with me is great and all,
No.
but
I
you
mean,
could also
here's what it is. Here's what the math is here. Like, if it were 3 days, I might think about it because then we get to
yeah,
hang, we get to record
right.
a fun few episodes. We get to, I don't know, just have fun.
Yeah.
But if it's like literally for the sake of just waiting in line at Total Wine, there was no way that's worth it. Yeah.
And it's not even a
And at the
guarantee either.
risk that it's not even dropped,
I know. God, that'd be
Yeah,
hilarious.
that would be funny. That's gonna happen one day too. One day I'll be
Good.
like, hey,
No.
I'll just come out for a day. It's like a
Yeah.
$250 flight, and then I come out and nothing happens, and then we don't even have time to record a fun
Yeah,
episode together or something
right.
like that.
Oh, that's hilarious. I
Yeah,
love that idea.
yeah. But you
Yeah.
gotta know. You gotta look on Google Flights. You just gotta know. What would it
Yep.
cost me? What's it worth to me? How's your Jack Daniels right now? Is it good? You liking it?
Yeah.
You liking it?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
good. It's good. It's yeah, mine is a lot less hot than a normal pick. Yeah.
Nice. Mine is hot. It's
Yeah.
hot. hopefully we have time to do a reentry buzz after this, because I get excited about episodes, but I get more excited about hopefully beating you in a reentry buzz.
I love
every
how much
time we record.
that means to you.
Yeah. No, but it's fun. Like reentry buzzes, I'm glad we do this because it is truly fun to do
Yeah,
these.
definitely.
Because it's one, competitive, but two, like you wanna like do well. And we're getting better at this. And when Matt Madness comes back, we are going to sweep the board. Who else is doing this? Not anyone else. I mean, there's a few people that do blinds, but they don't do like competitions,
I was
really
listening
baller.
to a Whiskey Shaman episode the other day,
Nice.
and he was on someone else's show. I don't even know
Oh,
who
cool.
it was, but they were doing a tasting competition, and it was head to head.
Nice.
It was Whiskey
Probably
Shaman against
learned
someone else.
from us.
And what'd you say?
He probably learned from us. No, I'm kidding. He knows what he's
No,
doing.
I don't know.
He's
Yeah,
well into this scene.
he probably learned from Matt Madness like we did.
Yeah. That's pretty much what we did. So yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I know some people are out there doing it, but
but not as cool as we are.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. All right. Anything else to talk about before we get into this history? We might keep it shorter on the Shootin the Breeze side this week.
Yeah, this is half the breeze of normal. Sometimes we hit 30
these
minutes.
days. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's keep it organic, and we'll send it a break. We'll come on back. We'll give a few shout outs, and we'll give the history, and then we'll drink. And for those who don't know, who basically no one doesn't know what we're drinking today. If you're blind, you just click a random episode and you're like, I'm just gonna listen to the latest episode on my sound machine thing, and it'll say, all right, playing, and then you don't know what we're drinking already. I'm sorry, and I apologize because I'm wrong. There's someone out there that doesn't know what we're drinking today, but we're drinking Uncle Nearest 777 anniversary blend, also subtitled The Lost Chapter. And that's that. So we'll be right back after this quick break. We'll talk the history. So here we go to break. We're back. That's right, we're back. We went for a walk. We loved it. It's a beautiful day. It's almost 80 degrees here in Richmond. What's it over there?
72, I think.
Nice. Better in Richmond than Phoenix.
Better though?
I mean,
better?
hotter. No, it's humid. So I don't think it's better. I would take 72 in Phoenix any day.
Yeah, it's been 72 and 0 clouds for the last 2 days at least. And I got a text from my mom saying that it is snowing with gusts at 60 miles an hour, wind chill of 21 currently in Kansas.
Kansas, man. You never know. You never
Kansas,
know.
Man.
Kansas, man. Is that a thing? Is there like a
Florida man?
Like a Pennsylvania man? Or a Florida man? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Florida man. Is there a Pennsylvania man like there's a Florida man?
No, there's not a Pennsylvania. But what's the other state? It's like Ohio. That's the one you hear about. Yeah, it's like Ohio.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, Florida man's the only one I know about. It's always Florida man.
People hate on Ohio.
He's up to no good all the time.
Dude, he's up to drugs is what he's usually up to.
That Florida man. Yeah. I hear about him all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. 2 shout outs this week. One's not a shout out. One is a prepare your mind. We have a drink along coming up this Sunday, 3:30, March 30th. We'll be drinking Maker's Mark, The Lost Recipe. And if you're on Patreon, if you're at the $10 tier or more, you've already been sent this sample. And so if you want to be a part of amazing Patreon benefits like drinking along with us, get on the $10 tier or more on Patreon and you will be a part of it. So that's all I got to say. The courier will arrive at your front door with his manly glutes and offer you 3 samples every 3 months. Yeah.
And a squeeze of the glute of your choice.
Yes, he allows a squeeze of the glute of your choice. Can't forget that. Mm-hmm. All right. And then secondly, shout out to Cody Clark, our latest Patreon member. Cody, the baller that he is, the beautiful baller that he is out in Nebraska, he sent us what we're drinking today. And we didn't even tell him. We were just like, let's do that for an episode. So shout out to that baller. What a baller. Cody Clark, everyone. That's Cody with a K. Clark with a C. All right, here we go. Like I said, we're drinking Uncle Nearest 777 Anniversary Blend, The Lost Chapter. Not the Lost Recipe, The Lost Chapter. This is not our first Uncle Nearest pour we've featured on the podcast. This goes way back, but episode 103, we drank Uncle Nearest 1856, their premium Tennessee whiskey offering at 100 proof. Now, Uncle Nearest Distillery has some cool history. Technically, I think it's Nearest Green Distillery. But anyway, has some cool history, which we have talked about on that episode, as well as actually we've talked about Nearest Green a lot on Jack Daniels episodes. But let's cover just the history of the distillery again, because it's been 250 episodes basically since the last.
Yeah, I'm not sure I listened to that one.
I am. So it was cool. You know, I don't know. No, I won't even go into it. So anyway, founding year of Nearest Green, near Uncle Nearest Distillery. I think it's Nearest Green. Yeah, it's Nearest Green Distillery, I think. I wrote it down somewhere on this.
Quick, where's the Nearest Green Distillery?
Yeah, exactly. Founding year 2017. So it's only been around for about 8 years. Location, Shelbyville, Tennessee, about an hour south of Nashville.
Ooh, Shelbyville.
Do tell. I forget.
Springfield Simpsons rivalry.
Oh, that's right. It did sound familiar. Yeah.
Everyone in Springfield hates Shelbyville.
Yeah,
and Shelbyville
like
hates
rivalry. Yeah.
It's like a real rivalry.
You want to say it's real.
Yeah.
Founded by Fawn Weaver, an entrepreneur and author, after uncovering the untold story of Nearest Green. Now, Nathan Nearest Green was a formerly enslaved man who was the first known African-American master distiller. And he was the man who taught Jack Daniels how to distill whiskey. And so that's kind of cool. And for the record, Fawn sounds like a female name, is a female name. And she is a Black female CEO. She's killing it. You know who's someone who very much appreciates Fawn Weaver? And I understand why. John Hughes. That guy he's big into, because not only is she a great entrepreneur, CEO, she is a great storyteller. And she understands the value in whiskey behind the stories behind the whiskey. And I kind of dig that. And I also think she's amazing. Fawn Weaver, who was inspired by the desire to honor Nearest Green's legacy, wanted to ensure he received proper recognition as a foundational figure in American whiskey. Because you think about Jack Daniels, but you don't, a lot of people still don't know who Nearest Green was. Especially prior to 2017. Not a lot of people knew about him. But the fact is that he was more of a pioneer of whiskey than Jack Daniels was himself, or Jim Beam, these kind of things. Basically the aim and why they started was to highlight African-American contributions to whiskey and support diversity in the spirits industry, which I dig. They are known for producing premium Tennessee whiskey that follows the Lincoln County process, which, you can't start a distillery in Tennessee these days and call it Tennessee whiskey without applying the Lincoln County process. But there have been some that have grandfathered in. I haven't heard of them in a while, but Pritchard's was a Tennessee whiskey that wants to call their whiskey Tennessee whiskey, but doesn't apply the Lincoln County process. But I haven't heard of them in years. I've haven't heard of a single bottle from them in a while.
Yeah, I've heard the name years ago, but I have no idea.
They're also known for being the fastest growing independent American whiskey brand in history. I don't know about history, but I did look up these facts about how fast they grew. They were growing exponentially for the first few years, noting 100% growth every quarter in sales. From 2017 to late 2019. So growing, doubling every quarter, which I think is pretty cool. In late last year, 2024, Uncle Nearest was valued at $1.1 billion as a spirits brand. And that's only an 8-year-old company, or at that point, about 7 years old company. $1.1 billion. You can't count to a billion. So anyway, running.
That's next episode.
Yeah. We'll count to a billion next episode.
Yeah.
They're known for running the Nearest Green Foundation, which provides college scholarships to the descendants of Nearest Green. Their distillation and production. They initially sourced whiskey from Tennessee Distilling Group. Have you ever heard of that? I didn't either until I looked it up after reading this or doing the history today. It's basically like the MGP of Tennessee. Like maybe not like to that level, but it's like one of the contract distillers of Tennessee whiskey. But they specifically blended and aged to Uncle Nearest's specifications, which was to match the original recipes and stuff and the heritage that Nearest Green used. Nice. And since 2022, they have been distilling their own whiskey on site, which is great. Nearest Green Distillery, transitioning towards fully in-house production, which I respect as well. You got to start somewhere, but I respect that they're starting their own too.
I wonder why it took them. I wonder why it took them until 2022 to decide to do that. Because you said
they were making money until then. Yeah,
2017, 2019. Yeah, I mean, I guess you do have to build up a certain bank, but
but they got banked now.
Yeah.
Their first grain to glass whiskey. What's that?
They have equity.
Yes,
like not necessarily all. They don't necessarily
it's not all
have
profit in their hands. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's just $1 billion cash in a barrel house. There.
Yeah. It's just in one barrel. Yeah, you can't even count that barrel. Anyway, their first grain to glass whiskey, which was distilled, aged, and bottled entirely by them, is expected to hit shelves this year, apparently, which is cool.
Wow.
They do have a few core whiskeys. They have their 1856, which is what we did episode 103 on. If you want to listen to it, head on back. That's about 7 years old, 100 proof. It is blended from sourced barrels, of course, when it's 7 years old, following the Nearest Green's traditional methods. Then they have the 1884 small batch whiskey, which is aged at least 5 years, 93 proof. And apparently each batch is curated by a different member of Nearest Green's family, which I thought was cool.
That's fun.
Uncle Nearest straight rye whiskey, distilled in Canada, not Tennessee, which makes sense. It's 100% rye grain mash bill, 100 proof, but it is bottled in Tennessee, of course. And then they have their single barrel select, limited releases, showcasing stuff like, hand selected barrels. Barrel strength typically varies between 108 to 118 proof on those. And, it definitely sets them apart that it is a female-led and Black-owned company, making a significant impact in the historically dominated by white men industry, which is great for them. Because it's great to have diversity in industries. Limited releases. So they have a master blend edition, which is a rare and expertly blended crafted whiskey by Victoria Edie Butler, who I believe is their master distiller or their master blender or something like that. But anyway, she is Nearest Green's great-great-granddaughter, which makes it kind of cool too.
Nice.
They do a single barrel rye, high proof single barrel expression. Basically, that's cool because it's rye. And then they do a distillery exclusive bottlings that you can only get at the distillery. What we're drinking today, Uncle Nearest 777, or I just want to say 777 anniversary blend, the Lost Chapter. It's called the Lost Chapter. It seems like they're going to do different anniversary blends every year, potentially called different names. I had to look into it. It's not super clear by my research, but they call it 77 potentially because it is a 7-year. It is the 7th anniversary in 2024 when this came out. And then they only do 7,000 bottles in the outrun. So that's why I think they called it 777. That being said, this one is 1.2 proof, 122.4. I'm sorry, 61.2%, 122.4 proof, 7 years at barrel proof, selected by Victoria Edie Butler. Like I said, Nearest Green Descendant and 4-time Master Blender of the Year, apparently. Don't know who gave her that, but that's kind of cool. I didn't look into the actual people that gave her that title, but not that it matters. It's kind of cool. This is a Tennessee whiskey, so it fits all the requirements of Tennessee whiskey, including the Lincoln County process, which, for those who don't know, Lincoln County process includes filtering your unaged whiskey through what is it, sugar or maple charcoal, basically.
Yeah.
And before aging, some companies even do it after aging. Like what is it? Gentleman's Jack does it twice. It wasn't. Yeah, I already mentioned that. I think the original retail was about 150, but this is pretty allocated and rare. So that could go up on the secondary. But let's pour this John piece.
Nice.
Let's get into it.
Got to mention curiosity.
Oh, yeah.
Got to mention a curiosity here. I've heard Patrick Slugifus mention there's a. Oh, I just poured it all without thinking. That's what I get for pouring and talking at the same time. There's a barrel number on here, but there are 7,000 bottles, and it's not a single barrel. So what are these barrels? Why are there barrel numbers on this?
So I think they are actually single barrel. It's weird. Here's why. Because I looked on their website, and they only have one release of the anniversary blend, the 777 anniversary blend, and it's the Lost Chapter blend. But on their website, it says typically they are between like 118 and 128 or something. I forget what they said. I just had it up. But I was like, but it's not a single barrel. Are they like small batches of this release or something like that? That being said, it would be interesting that they do that, because maybe they are. Maybe it's just a release full of single barrels, but there's no mention of single barrel on the label. It's really weird.
Yeah, right. Totally. Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine that the proofs vary, I guess. If the barrel number varies, other bottles better be different proof than 121.6. But
yeah.
whatever.
I didn't look up any others yet. But a little proofy on the nose for me.
I'm getting a prominent, like a cherry that reminds me of Buffalo Trace on the nose.
Really? Let me give it the old cap and hold and warm. You ever do that?
Is that a thing?
This is what
Richard Patterson?
Not Richard Patterson, the other guy, the other Brit,
the other
UK guy. No, Jim Murray. Jim Murray recommends doing this.
Well, I'm doing it too now.
You're supposed to do it until you see a little bit of condensation around the top.
Oh, well, my meat hands created condensation right away.
Yeah. No, I guess I can see a little bit of cherry. The alcohol is taking over for me, though, on the nose.
There is I'm getting a lot more woody spice now that I kind of warmed it up a little, maybe, or something, or now that it's just sitting for a while. But it does. I really like it. It's like I'm getting a cherry, oaky, spicy thing on the nose. Kind of traditional bourbon notes, but all in all, it's very pleasant. I'm liking this nose a lot.
I am too. I'm liking the palate, but it is strangely higher than it reads proof, or reads higher than it is proof. To me, this reminds me of Jack Daniels, where it's like you get a 129, it feels like a 140er. It is higher on the proof, but I am getting nice cherry. I am getting very pleasant notes, but it's almost overwhelmed by the proof to me. I don't know if we have the same proof on this thing.
I totally agree. I expected richer flavor here.
Richard flavor.
Yeah, Richard. He's the guy who did the cap with the warm it up thing. Richard Flavor.
True.
Richard Flavor Flav.
Yeah, Richard Flava Flav.
The palate, like the flavors stayed really thin, and it made it so that the ABV heat totally dominated, like you said. I'm gonna have to look through a lot of ABV heat to find some flavors here, but primarily all I got off that first sip was like kind of a mildly sweet oak. That's it.
Are you getting any banana notes?
Not without your saying the word banana first.
I wasn't either. But I had to think, it's like, like standard barrel proof Tennessee whiskey, you often think of either Dickel or Jack Daniels, and they both have like somewhat of a banana-y note, more so Jack than Dickel.
Yeah.
Um,
Quick,
I'm
say
not
other
getting too
words than
strong
banana.
anything. Yeah.
Help me out here. Say other words than banana. Quick.
Yeah, I'm getting cherry. The oak is definitely there, but it's not overwhelming. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. I do enjoy this. The more I drink, the more that proofiness drops a little bit.
Yeah, it is primarily about wood spice for me. There is a sweet and savory thing going on here at the same time that kind of like I'm trying to think of how to categorize this, and I'm landing on like black licorice, where like I can tell that it's sugary, but there's also a bitter bite. But like all in all, the flavors are a sugary sweet, but at the same time, I'm getting earthy savory. It's not bad, but it's not like my jam so far. I'm kind of even pros and cons at the moment here, where like there are neat things about it, but at the same time, that ABV heat really is a little much.
Yeah. That's the only big complaint. I don't think this is like this incredibly complex, crazy thing. But I do like it, but it's kind of just bummer that the ABV heat is kind of taken over.
Yeah.
I'm sipping from the water pour now. I did drop.
Oh, nice. I should do that. Let me move on over to this guy. I got 2 Glens going today. You'd be proud of me.
Nice. I think I do like it a little more with water. Nice. The oak shows up a lot more, surprisingly more. And a little bit of that cherry. It is well aged. I have no complaints on age for this guy. Like you can tell the oak is just enough to be pleasant and not overwhelming, but also not young. So that give props to that. Well aged Tennessee whiskey.
I did about 3 drops and a little less than an ounce, probably. It's still kind of a wood spice territory for me. A little like dustier now, a little bit, musty, dusty, a little like man, I hate this. Sounds
Smooth,
like a weird note, but no, but like a damp forest floor kind of earthy, musty, dusty.
It's not a bad thing. Not all the time, unless it's floky. That's damp. That's for sure. Damp poop. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
That doesn't.
Hey, actually,
it just tastes like very hay.
Yeah, I know, like a youthful single malt, really. Some Bryan's friends came back from Iceland and brought him a bottle of Floki, the exact same one that I've got, actually, the young malt,
the birch one or the
sheep dung smoked young malt.
Oh, good. Nice. You got to have it. You got to try it.
I know, that's the one.
I mean, I liked it a lot more than the birch one. That's for sure. That was weird.
That was super weird. Hey, more fruit on the palate with water.
Yeah.
More fruit coming through. It did level out the ABV heat and the flavor richness in general for me. I think, water really leveled everything out. I like water a lot.
I love the ice nose. I'll tell you that. You sip your water. I'll smell my ice.
I'm doing my last neat sip here.
It's not quite like Buffalo Trace sweet on the cherry notes, but I'm getting a lot of nice cherry notes from the ice pour.
Oh, nice.
And talk about like refraction and whatever. Like when you pour ice in this thing, it is crazy like how textured the look is.
Oh, like swirly oils in the liquid.
The swirlies are crazy.
The swirlies. That is the scientific term, definitely.
Yeah, that's the technical term, the industry term.
You know, I read an article about the ways that Uncle Nearest intended to maximize the swirlies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a
He
real
wrote it all
thing.
down. Oh. Yeah. So great nose, nice cherries.
Very,
Just a whole
very
sip.
oaky nose. Yeah, very oaky nose. And like, I'm not getting as much fruit, I think, as you on the nose with ice. But I think I said spicy wood a lot, or some
Ooh.
equivalent
Uh-huh.
word. But
Spicy
this is
meatball wood.
at least on the nose here with ice, all that spice is gone now, and I'm just getting just the sweet oaky wood now.
Yeah. On the palate, that's what I'm getting. Um, which reminded me of another not Nacho Libre, another Hot Rod quote where Rod is he's getting blind tastings of Jelly Belly jelly beans, and he's like putting it in his mouth, and he's like, tutti frutti, and like going through them all, and then he's like, and now the one guy's like, now finish it strong, and he puts it in his hand, puts it in his mouth, and he goes, raspberry, psych, very cherry, and he's like, that's 100 straight. Like, impressive. Like, it was just great movie.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it, but not loving the palate with ice, actually.
I was worried
The
you were going to say
landing.
not loving, looking forward to watching that movie.
Yeah, right. You're really turning me off to this movie
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
The palate, the landing is nice and sweet and delicious, but that's
Yeah.
like timeline 1, 2, 3 in the sip. And
Yeah.
by 4, that ABV comes back and turns really
ABV,
bitter.
I'm just getting over oaked.
It's not a hot blowing fireballs at your mouth ABV, but it's a bitterness, side of the tongue, top of the palate bitterness
Whew.
that I get with ice on this that rolls in halfway through the sip, and I'm just not a fan with ice.
Yeah, I definitely don't love it with ice on the palate. I liked it on the nose. I think I like, it's kind of between neat and water concerning the palate.
Oof.
But for me, I didn't get a lot of that alcohol burn, but I'm getting a lot of over oak on the ice pour.
Yeah.
Is this a limited edition level release to you?
You know, in order for me to accurately answer that question, I'd have to have tried other Uncle Nearest products first.
Shame on you. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know
It's the
how this
fastest
stacks
growing
up.
brand in the world.
Is or was? No, I genuinely don't know if they're.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm willing to bet they haven't been 100% every year since 2019.
Yes, every quarter. Yeah, every
Every
quarter.
100% every quarter.
Every quarter is from 2017 to 2019 at the very least. Yeah.
Dang! Wow.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
that is nuts.
What about you?
Yeah.
Like special edition bottle?
I've had their standard 1856 or whatever. It was good. This is better. Don't get me wrong. I am bummed out about the alcohol by volume proofiness that I'm getting from this. Good flavor. Actually, honestly, one of the better flavors I've ever gotten from a Tennessee whiskey. But it's just overwhelmed by either oak, depending on how much water you pour in, or proofiness, depending on how much water you don't put in. So I like it. I'm grateful for it. Thanks, Cody. But I don't know if this is going to exceed a 9.0 for sure.
Yeah, I am pulling up the old rating scale real quick.
Do it.
I think that I'm starting in the middle and I'm seeing which way I want to go. Oh, good. Okay. So C plus B minus is more pros than cons. I do think that it barely has more pros than cons. I don't think that it necessarily gets lost amongst other whiskeys in the cabinet, which is C. I do think it's good and has a little more pros than cons. I don't think it clearly stands out though. So I'm gonna go B minus. B minus. I think and especially with water. If I'm rating the best, my favorite pour, I think my favorite pour was water. Balances out really well. That's a B minus pour. More pros and cons. Yeah.
Nice. Good job, Uncle Nearest. I'm excited to see how their own distillate goes, especially when it comes to like a 5-year plus, which will happen in a few years. Product. So yeah, keep it up, Uncle Nearest. Still good. B minus, C plus range is still good. I give it, I guess I never gave my exact score, but I give this 8.6, 8.5, maybe 8.55. Let's go between the two. It is good. I'm just bummed about that alcohol proof. Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. Right.
But I expect even greater things in the years to come. So I not giving up on Uncle Nearest or anything like that yet. Keep it up. You guys are growing. You guys are
And
making
there'll be
stuff.
another limited release this year for you to be able to try.
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully. That's my hope. It'll be
Well, I
777, The Lost Chapter 2. Yeah,
I want,
exactly.
yeah,
But I hope.
the Uncle Nearest 888, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
8,000
Yeah,
bottles.
that's right. Yeah, exactly. Maybe they'll do that. Who knows? We'll find out. I imagine they'll start doing more than 7,000 bottles on some of these releases. So we'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we've talked about ratings, I think it's time for our next segment of the show, a segment that we like to call Whiskey World News.
All right, everybody, welcome back. This is Whiskey World News, and today we're reading an article here where, to give credit where credit is due, this is thespiritsbusiness.com.
Nice.
Our good friend Melita Kiley says,
Hello.
Ja Rule targets Whiskey Curious with Amber and Opal.
Nice.
A dream between four friends, including hip-hop legend Ja Rule, to create a spirit brand became reality last year. Now the quartet, are they really a quartet, like a barbershop quartet? The quartet are excited to introduce their honey botanical whiskey, Amber and Opal, to a wider audience. A self-confessed non-whiskey drinker prior to Amber and Opal, living it up, hip-hop artist Ja Rule.
Everybody living it up. That's the best I got, everyone.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
He is not only a brand co-founder, but an example of Amber and Opal's target audience. I really can say that Amber and Opal is truly my first experience in indulging in whiskey and enjoying whiskey as a beverage. Ja Rule tells the Spirits Business.
Wow.
In the past, I dabbled in other liquors, but I'm not a whiskey drinker per se. Our brand is a perfect introduction for people like me. We like to call them the Whiskey Curious. I'm now a whiskey drinker. Amber and Opal has definitely turned me on to whiskey in a way I didn't think was possible for me. What a ringing endorsement.
I wonder what he's on to now. Like the what's the word? Like the what do they call it when the entry, not the entry, the gateway drug, if it's Amber and Opal or whatever. I wonder what he's on to now.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to see this exact same article come out, but Control F, replace Amber with agave and replace whiskey with tequila, and then boom, you've got a tequila product now.
You've got some other celebrity.
Yeah, I've never experienced tequila like agave and Opal before.
Until and the tequila curious.
Yeah, right. There you go. Yeah, moving right along to tequila.
I just find it funny. We don't even have to go longer unless you want to.
I mean, no,
keep going.
No, I'm done with the article.
No, so
this is just another.
I never tried whiskey until these people came to me and said, "Here, support our whiskey and put your name behind it." And I'm like, "Dude, I love this whiskey. This is great. This is great entry to whiskey." And then you're like, I don't know. I love Ja Rule. I think he's a very talented artist. But like this just bleeds the idea that some people got together, they're like, let's make whiskey this way and let's get this celebrity behind it. And they're like, I don't even drink whiskey. Well, drink this and say you like it.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know. I hate to be a jerk, but that's kind of how I read this article.
What I really hope happened is the people who made this and wanted to get a celebrity endorsement, somebody or all of them were like, I friggin' love Ja Rule. He is my favorite artist of all time. Can we please get Ja Rule to back this? And so hopefully they got to meet Ja Rule and have a good time. And then this happens. And then 3 days later, it's just gone now, and nobody's ever heard of this ever again.
So before we get to what whiskey would you choose, who would be one of your favorite? Who would be like, if you were like starting a whiskey brand, you're like, I really need a celebrity dude. Like, this isn't the official what whiskey would you choose question, but who would be your dude?
Oh man. You know what? All right.
Trent
Ready for
Reznor?
this? No,
Yeah.
actually, that's a great idea.
It is.
That's a
You
great
would do
idea.
great. Yeah.
But I have what I think would be a smarter answer for popularity reasons. Neil
Yeah.
deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah, right.
For
Yeah, I
smart
feel
people.
like
This
there
is the
are
whiskey
like
for smart people.
yeah, I know. This whiskey
Yeah.
makes you smarter. It
Yeah.
adds brain
Bill
cells.
Nye. Yeah.
It adds.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, the Bill Nye whiskey. Oh my
I think
gosh.
I would go Bill Nye if you were gonna go Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yeah.
Okay, we'll make this a special add-on to the
Yeah, we
whiskey
should.
world. Or what whiskey would you choose? Because we had a special add-on here.
We do
But
have
real
a good
quick before
one.
we get away from
Mhm.
this, what was it? It was $70? Was that right?
Yeah, about $70, 40 proof, botanical and honey.
Or yeah,
So it's
40%.
not technically like a straight type thing. Like they're adding things to it.
Yeah.
It's a rye
smoked
apparently, but they're
honey.
adding like honey's smoke and
Yeah.
botanicals. Yeah.
Smoked honey and something. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, heck yeah, I would try this if I saw it at a bar.
Yeah.
That's
If it were like $10, I would. Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, enough of that. Let's go into what whiskey would you choose? And last
Let's
week
do it.
we asked you 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago, 2 weeks ago,
weeks
because
ago.
this is the highly anticipated episode 351. That's right. That's right.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
2 weeks ago we asked you on Instagram,
Which for the record is a multiple of 3.
How did you know that?
You don't know how to do multiples of 3?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess 300, and then if you know that 51
It's
is a multiple of
117 times 3. Yeah. And 117 times 3 is a multiple of, or is a multiple also of 3.
Okay,
117 is, which is
I'm formatting the YouTube segmentation for this. We're moving now into the math segment of the show here.
39. 39 times 3, which is also a multiple of 3. So 39 times 3 is 13 times 27 is 351.
So tell us how you did
that. So technically you can do so you do you know how to do multiples of 3?
I mean, you're saying it like I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, I can multiply
27.
things. That I can
I did
definitely do that.
It's not 39 times 27. It's what is it? No, I did it wrong. So anyway,
what is the principle behind
you can tell something's a multiple of 3 if you sum their digits, 351, which is 9. And determine if it's divisible by 3, if 9 is divisible by 3. But it also works if it's divisible by 9. So then you just take 351 divided by 3 and you decide that that's 300 plus 51, and 100 is divisible by 30, and then 17 is 51. So it's 117, which is also 117 is divisible by 3, but it's also divisible by 9. So it's 9 times 3 is 27. And then you take out the 3 from that and you realize it's like 33 plus 18, which is 39. It's 11. What is it? 11 times? I got to figure this out. 27.
You're doing this at the perfect time though, man. We're between segments, so you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
I mean, this is its own segment. This is what math would you math, and I'm totally
exactly. So it's 13 times 27, which are the which is 13 and 3 are the prime factors.
How did you know 9 was divisible by 3?
9's not divisible by 3. Oh, crap. So that's the thing, is that that you do have to be somewhat you do have to know a few things, that 9 is typically divisible by 3.
Okay, I'll go back to 3rd grade or whatever.
13 times 3 to the 3rd.
13
is
times
the prime
3
factorization.
Ooh, look at this guy. All right, moving into what whiskey would you choose?
Back to the what whiskey would you choose?
Last week we asked you what prime factorial is. Which bottle would you be more reluctant to finish? Russell's 15 or Pappy 20?
Fondia or Fonda.
Oh. Do you know the outcome?
It got close by the end of it. I don't know the outcome, but it got very close.
Every time I don't just say the results and I ask you that question, it's because it's close.
Yeah.
Really close.
But I was winning for a while, and then you caught up. Yeah.
But you ultimately, you ultimately won though.
Nice.
Russell's 15 ended with 52%, and Pappy 20 ended with 48. Nice. So very close. Nice. Very close. Did you vote for yourself?
No, not this time. I never.
Okay. I know.
I thought you did, actually. I actually looked at one point. I was like, is Brian's name under here?
Nice. I did for the first 1 or 2 episodes, like as soon as I was a co-host, because I was like, but then I'm like, I don't care. That's funny. But we got some good write-ins though, and we got a lot of write-ins though. We heard
good write-ins.
480 Whiskey. He says Heaven Hill 17. Hey-o. Yeah, I believe it. I've been.
Wait, what did he say?
Heaven Hill 17 from 480 Whiskey.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I've been searching high and low for a sample of Heaven Hill 17, Ooh. So hoping to make that work one of these days. Compensation will be provided for a sample of Heaven Hill 17.
Always. If you're a listener and you have a little extra you want to get rid of, 4 ounces per chance.
Yeah. Madtown marketer Ben Klepsig wrote in. He said Octomore 13.2 again. It is so good. And so I'm curious if 13.2 is his favorite Octomore ever, because he sent us Octomore 14.4. Yeah, 14.4. We pulled it in a reentry buzz. That's my favorite Octomore today.
Oh, it
was a virgin French oak, virgin something oak. I can't remember which one it was, but I don't think it was that weird.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Anyway, but I'm curious. 13.2, if that's your favorite ever, let me know. Paul Clarkson 21, he wrote in, he said, Found North Chill Filtered pick, obviously.
Darn right, Paul Clarkson. We love you, man.
Miles Ferguson, Kilted 518, says, I already finished them and have accepted my fate. That is, I should have saved that one to the end. That is the best answer.
Dude, I talk to Miles like weekly, and we're just good friends. And he should probably, let that rub off on me. That sounds weird. But
he should do that. And Whiskey Shaman wrote in, he says anything from Lost Lantern. Did he send some Lost Lantern?
I don't think I got some Lost Lantern from him, but I got this maybe from him.
Ayo, no, what you got there?
Whiskey Shaman. Hey.
Nice. Okay. We got Slurpees and stuff again. I know I've said that name before at some point in time.
Welcome back, Slurpees and stuff.
Welcome back. He said Found North 6 Second Summit.
Dude, he's showing off at this point.
I know.
You still haven't had that one, have you?
I have. Yeah, no. I've got a 6 Second Summit.
Oh, what don't you have?
I know. Yeah, what don't I have?
That's a good question.
If you remember, the only reason we got hooked up with Found North was because of our good friend, your drinking buddy.
Yes.
Because he started putting out stuff on them, and then I saw it, and then I was curious about it.
And I was on episode on their batch 7.
Yeah. So I was hitting up your drinking buddy about stuff, and we did a little swapperoo. He had
every traditional release from Found North.
That's correct. I've
and he had 8 of them on one episode.
I know, right? He had about this much left in his 6 Second Summit, and I traded him some this or that for it. I can't remember what it was, but yeah. So, and I've still got about this much left of my 6 Second Summit. I will probably cry when it's over. We I swear this one's new here. We got KLG223. He says Russell's 15, and I'm nice. Yeah, that was your answer.
Hey, so shout out to KLG. Yeah, baller in training, because he's not on Patreon yet.
Whiskey with Max wrote in. He said Long Row Red 11-year Tawny
Nice.
Port. Dude, Tawny Port
Oh, sounds
Long
great.
Row.
Nice
Yeah, I know, right?
Campbelltown.
Yeah. Well, and now I know that long
Mhm.
rows are the heavily peated ones.
Yep.
And I bet Tawny Port mellows out peat really
Tawny
well.
Port peated? Oh, are you kidding me? It sounds
Right.
amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, we're doing a little
Mhm.
chat. I'm doing a little chat with
Nice.
Max
Mhm.
on Saturday or Sunday. I'll let you know when it
Nice.
is.
Yeah,
See if
let
you
me
want to
know.
join in.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Marco and AZ wrote in. He said Calumet 16 or Found North chill filtered single Songle barrel. Oh,
Two
I almost
answers,
said single
baby.
barrel. Woo.
Yeah, I was close.
The Songle barrel.
He did
Mingo
it right.
22C. I know Mingo. Mingo's a good buddy here. He
Oh,
said
cool.
GTS 2024, and I
Ooh.
totally agree. I might like GTS 2024 more than GTS 2022. I'm pretty sure I
But what
do,
about
actually.
GTS 2024 versus Eagle Rare 2024? 17.
What is the whiskey that I would enjoy more overall?
Mhm.
Still probably GTS.
Really? Didn't you choose Eagle Rare over GTS? Am I crazy or was that
Uh,
just me?
uh, comment
No,
on
you said.
YouTube video.
Oh, yeah. I'll check it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, dude, I can't remember. But in general, I do
Mhm.
enjoy stags more than I enjoy Eagle Rares. So
Typically, I think I do too,
yeah,
but this year was Eagle Rare to the max.
I can certainly appreciate the deliciousness of Eagle Rare.
Mhm.
Yeah. And lastly, we got Broeska Testuasa. He said Weiser's
Yo,
35. Still got
nice.
some of that Weiser's 35.
Yeah.
He sent me some in my secret
Did
sample.
he? Did he send me
Yeah.
two? No, he never sent me some. Bro, that's all I
Oh,
gotta say.
maybe Santa's gonna have to match you with Braska Testuasa
Yeah.
for a secret
Maybe
sampler next year.
I'm part of that thing, yeah. That's cool. All right. So we got a
Oh
new
wait,
question this week. Oh, yeah,
no,
we got more?
we got a bonus. The
Oh.
bonus.
Oh, was it Dramhound?
No, this week's bonus question was who
Yes.
is the cooler Fonda
Oh, yeah. It was a
since we're
winner
talking
for
about
sure.
Fondas, came up with Henry and Jane Fonda. Who's the cooler Fonda?
But it did
Henry
like
Fonda.
at the beginning, it was like 100% Henry, but then it's
Oh,
caught up
was
a
it?
little bit by the
Oh,
end of it.
that's
Yeah.
funny. I didn't check in. Henry Fonda pulled it out here with 71% to Jane's
Wow.
29%.
Nice.
And
Good for Jane.
unfortunately, I can confirm that neither Henry's account or Jane's account viewed
Jerks.
our story. Sad.
Jerks. Well, Henry's
Sad.
super dead, so it makes sense with that one.
I was curious because I
Mhm.
mean those Jane Fonda workout videos, man. I was curious if people of like our generation, maybe a little
Did she
older,
do that? Uh-huh.
just a little older, grew
Uh-huh.
up watching those Jane Fonda workout videos.
Get it,
So
Jane.
I was curious if Jane was going to pull it out here in the end and beat Henry, but Henry won
Nice.
71 to 29. Yeah.
Good amount of votes on that one too, is what I noticed,
Yeah.
surprisingly. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So we got a question for you now, and that question is,
Yes.
what
The
is
question is, yeah.
your most anticipated whiskey of 2025? What is your most anticipated whiskey of 2025? And is it the Ja Rule Amber and Opal release?
Well, I got nothing to say now. It's already covered. Find it in the Maryland area. No, I have an answer to this one. And I am very excited about this release this year. And no one is talking about it. Like no one. But it is clearly on their website. Here we go. The Buffalo Trace Single Oak Project came out in I want to say like 2014 was the beginning of it.
Nice.
Um, and they, were out to find what's the best barrel variables, like
Yeah,
dense
variables.
grain variables. Yeah, exactly. And what part of the tree, the upper part of the tree, the lower part of the tree, the entry proof, the mash bill, all these different variables that like came out to be 192 different barrels of this experiment. And I've had at least two of them, and two of them, 115 and 16 were life-changing whiskeys for me.
Whew.
Shout out to John Hughes, who shared his 115, which was potentially better than my 16. Amazing stuff. But anyway, neither of those barrels made the cut of the best of the best, which was barrel 80. But they said in like 2016, they're like, keep an eye out for 2025, where we're going to release a bunch of barrels of that exact variables as we say, to match barrel 80 from that experiment. No one's talking about it, but it's supposed to come out this year, and I desperately need one. So that's all I gotta say is the barrel 80 remaking of the Single Oak Project.
2014 is when they started the project.
It's an 8-year. Yeah.
So here's my deal. When did they decide what the winning barrel was? Do you remember? Well, it was within the last year.
It was early, actually. I want to say it was like at least 2015. They were like, no, this is the one. Yeah.
Oh, never mind then. Okay, so yeah, that answers my question. By then, they had figured out what the best set of variables is, so that they could lay it down, so that it could come out.
They could replicate
by
it.
now. Okay, because I was gonna say, I thought they only decided the winning one like within the last couple of years or something.
No,
so I was like,
no, like it was a while back.
Are there a whole bunch of barrels of all these other ones? And okay, cool. Yeah, that's exciting. That release,
and I need to snatch up every friggin' bottle I can find. And listeners, if you find 2 bottles, just know that Cole really, 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 really wants one.
Yeah, and Bryan really, really wants one. That's approximately this size.
A little sample
that I'm holding up in the.
In the but like, YouTube. If Cole really, really, really gets one, and if they're 750s, Cole will provide Bryan with a really, really small one.
That is the dream. That is the dream.
Either way, I'll provide it. Yeah.
All right, here's the deal. My most anticipated whiskey. I'm going on another level here. So Russell's 15 is obviously just insane. It's amazing. Yeah, and I hope
good for a 2015
I genuinely hope they come out with another Russell's 15 release.
I think they will.
But my answer is not Russell's 15.
Oh,
my answer is Russell's 13 again. Or like, or some other Russells. I don't know if they somehow 14. Make it Russell's 14 or something or whatever. Like, I'm sure Russell's 15 is awesome. It's going to be great. But I want to see where later releases of a younger age stated Russells end up in future years. I'm curious because I came around on Russell's 15 a lot. The first time I sipped it, I was like, I don't know if I really like this. And then, it took a couple tries and it took some convincing of me to realize how delicious it really is. And then the same thing happened with a 13 later, where we pulled 13 on the reentry bus, didn't we?
Yeah, recently.
Yeah. And so recently. I remember trying 13 again somewhat recently and being like, dang, like I thought I came around on 15, but now I've really come around on 13. Nice. Like I thought 13 was really like not that special at all, but now I really do. And I really came around on it. So I want to know, if they do, I don't know what they're doing this year. I don't know if they're doing a 13 or a 15 or a 16 or a whatever, but I'm really interested to see what a younger age stated Russell's does in future years. So my answer is Russell's 13 for now, at least.
You're going to say that over Jack 14 though?
I am, because I like Jack a lot. I really like my 12 and 10, but I find myself reaching for my Russell's 13 or 15 more than I reach for my Jack 10 and 12. So
I dig that.
I will say Russell's over Jack, but I will also say, of course, I love both a lot. Yeah.
Nice. That's good. I dig that. All right. Well, I hope you find that this year.
I hope you know what we're drinking next week.
I hope too. What are we drinking next week?
I don't know. We'll find something. We'll put it on a vote.
Go through them. Yeah. But we'll put up a 2 Big Tuesday this week.
Yeah. I'm feeling a little scotchy. Maybe I hope we'll lean a little scotchy.
Don't we have what's that full volume from Highland Park Maybe we should put that
Did
up
we
against
never drink that? Because
I don't think so.
I hope I have my own sample of that because that bottle's gone. I finished that.
Ooh, I
So
do
anyway,
too.
but
Yeah.
I tell you what lost the vote previously was the Kilchoman Loch Gorm. I
Yeah.
still
We can do
really
that.
want to try that. So
Yeah,
actually,
maybe we'll
that's going
do
to be
that.
my contribution is Kilchoman Loch Gorm and whatever you put up against it sounds lovely.
Kilhoman.
That's right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. No, yeah, but we'll do that. We'll do Highland Park full volume versus Kilhoman Loch Gorm.
Yeah, and I hope
But
I pronounce Kilchoman better in the
me
future.
too. Yeah, but then there's gonna be some Scottish dude that's like, nah, dog, that ain't the Gaelic. But yeah, I hope I can pronounce it right too. But I'm also hoping that I beat you in the reentry buzz after this.
I hope I beat you in the reentry buzz after this. Boom!
I hope that me and Beck have a solid daddy-daughter date this weekend.
I
But
hope to
most
hear
of
all about it.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. And we'll hear about it on the reentry buzz. Or not the reentry buzz, the drink along. It'll be great. And I hope the drink along is amazing. But most of all, listeners, viewers, friends, we hope that our love of whiskey lifted your spirits. That's damp. That's for sure. Damp poop. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.